then, out of nowhere, startling each and every one of you, you hear shrieks and screams. You're all shaken, all taken aback as it pierces through what has been just dead silence for quite some time. And just as soon as the shrieks and screams occurred, silence again. Not like the shrieks and screams have kind of died out, but like they were cut off.
I'm a geek. I use stop bubbles when I speak. I'm a freak because she's received that from me. I'm unique. There is only one of me. I'm complete, so I really don't care what you think of me. I'm a geek.
Welcome to Comics in the Cross, the greatest streamers that you have never heard of. You have entered the world of Chronicles of Andriesia. And yes, folks, we are back after, a 2-week hiatus? We are entering session number 31, which, if you're keeping tabs, that's probably a little over 100 hours of just amazing storytelling from our DM, truly, and fellow PCs you see in the window chats. Aside from Rezz, he's not here tonight because he's not feeling that great, so shout out to Spacehawk. Hope you feel better, bro. But we have you represented on screen, and we will not play pranks on you at all in session.
I mean, the last time he wasn't with us, he was a plant for the whole time, so, you know.
Yeah, he looked at a potted plant and was getting carried out in a baby grow.
In the baby cave.
We'll just put some food coloring in the water that he drinks, you know?
Ooh, it's good.
Be a rainbow plant. There we
Put
go.
some beets in there. Make him think his insides are falling out. Anyways, Cross, I'm going to hand it over to you, homie. Thanks, man.
I love how we think I'll just get out of control right away. They're just like, and it's yours, go. Thank you so much, and welcome. We are back with Chronicles of Andriesia. And Nitro says, like, you know, it's been 2 weeks since we played, as if that was it. And like, no, this is like our second time playing within 2 months. Like, it's been so little playtime on this. And I appreciate everyone working with us on that, because we've had a whole load of craziness going on the last couple of months and the last couple of weeks especially. But we are back. We're getting back into Chronicles of Andriesia, and we are coming in close to the ending of chapter 3. Of course, condolences to Spacehawk, who's not with us tonight. He got very sick today, so best wishes to him. Hope he gets better. Hope he returns soon, and I hold no responsibility whatsoever for what your party decides to do with you.
What do you? I didn't even know what you're talking about. Nothing's gonna happen.
It looks like basil.
Yeah, our group would never do anything to anyone.
What's that?
Ground oregano?
But just before we get jumped into stuff, just a massive shout out obviously to our partner, so you can see on screen Misty Mountain Gaming. We of course are partnered with them. Please go over to their website, check out their amazing tabletop wares, which has got a whole new section added to it because they have teamed up with the amazing creators over at Talon and Claw, who create like handcrafted woodwork designs for. They've got a whole bunch of DM screens, dice vaults, different things like that are now available for purchase. And because you can now get them on the Misty Mountain website, you can also use Cross 10 at checkout to save 10% on purchase on those as well. You know, which I don't know how big of a deal that is for you, saving 10% when you're already spending like $300 on a handcrafted DM screen. But like, you know, it's a good $30 off it at least. So, but yeah, go and check out their amazing wares. We absolutely love the company. Massive shout out to them, who Misty Event have been doing the rounds around the cons. They were recently at New York Comic Con. One of their like designers, like Sophie, is just coming back from London, from MCM Comic Con in London over in the UK. It's like they have been all over the shop. So you chances are, if you've been at a con lately, you have seen them. So massive shout out to our amazing partners.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, they have a lifetime warranty on their stuff. Specifically their dice. Their dice. So like if anything ever messes up, they got your back. So I have not seen that anywhere else.
Yeah, like literally if something goes wrong with the dice, like reach out to them. There is lifetime warranties on that, like on the dice. And when you think how expensive some of these dice are, like that's them basically ensuring their craftsmanship.
Mm-hmm.
So 100% is well worth it. Like, we are proud to be partnered with them.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
I want some
20s.
glass dice.
I want glass dice as well, but like I don't have $90 to spend on. No matter how pretty and shiny they are.
Oh wait, I have one very similar to yours, Nitro. Mine's purple though. You can't really see it. 'cause
Ooh.
These are
it's
my
really here.
these are my if I have disadvantage or advantage for Chronicles of Andriesia. This is the other one that I use.
So pretty.
I need to get my
wanna show
Benny
off,
dice.
since we're showing off dice, I want to show off the
Where's my Benny dice?
steampunk dice I got for Book of Astra.
Dude, those are so sweet.
Oop, uh-oh.
Dude, I want hollow dice. Those are the ones I want because
They're
they
very
sound
light.
so pretty when you shake them.
That.
Here we go. Here's my Benny dice. 'Cause they're the color Benny.
I
There you
love
go.
it.
Love it.
They're perfect for her. Like, that's the sort of dice I see for her type as well.
Yeah.
Our little
Alright.
Benny Barian.
Yeah, the
I love Benny.
this what 13, 14-year-old Salamando in Book of Astra who literally beats up everything with a spiked bat and like does more damage than pretty much anyone else in the team.
That sounds good to
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
She may not have a battle
Perfect.
axe. She may not have a battle axe, but she has a
Just
spiked
make-
bat and a wrench.
But out that
Name it
wrench, man.
Lucille.
Dude, we were wrecking shop
You
on
know
those
who can take
spiders.
I couldn't
Yeah.
shoot anything, but
And if you don't know what we're talking about, go over and check out our YouTube channel and go and check out Book of Astra. You might want to get caught up in that as well, because in a couple of weeks' time, might as well do the shout out for that since we're mentioning it. In a couple of weeks' time, both Book of Astra Chapter 1 and Chapter 3 here of Chronicles of Andriesia will be wrapping up, and we will be going into our first ever crossover between the two campaigns running here on the channel. So if you want to know what's going on and get to know some of the characters in Book of Astra before they meet some of the heroes from Andriesia, now's your chance. Go and check it out.
Wait.
You will not be disappointed, and I can only imagine the insanity that will ensue when some of these characters meet each other.
None of our characters are insane. What? It's going to be perfectly normal, right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Nothing bad or weird will happen at all.
No.
Yeah, that never happens in any of our campaigns.
Like that ever happens.
But let me delve in then to
Dang.
Chronicles of Andriesia and do a little bit of backstory, because it has been a number of weeks with only one session in the middle of it. For anyone joining us for Chapter 3, our heroes are on a mission into the Feywild to save Arwen Silvertail, their friend, who had made a deal with the Archfey Valron, and when Valron basically called in his soul on the deal and took him, his love interest Araya decided that she didn't want to let that happen, wanted to go in and save him, and basically enlisted DOA to come and help her. Some of the members did come and help, joined by other new party members, such as Lilith, her sister, and Rezz, the Planewalker, who was going to get them to the Fae. Through some... Whoa, what is going on with your camera? Once they got to the Fae, they got set up with Alara, the Archfey that is actually the Fae over TBD, who gave them a place to stay and gave them sanctuary. While there as well, Aries found out a little bit about her past with TBD and basically dedicated herself to Alara as well, and became one of her clerics, and is basically going to be staying in the Feywild. Basically dedicated herself. Not to say that she can't leave and can't come back to Andriesia, but like her home is now in the Fae. Our heroes then ventured into Valron's realm, fought through the Onryo enemies that were guarding floating islands leading into the entrance, and they made it to the first town in Valron's realm, and upon getting there, TBD was kidnapped.
Oops.
She was kidnapped by a group called the Forgotten, who are actually a group that TBD in past life, or past lives, along with Valron, actually coaxed into the Feywilds.
Very important to include Valron.
Very important to include Valron, but not to
Very
forget,
important.
TBD went along willingly and actually was responsible for some of these.
Until the end.
Not shocking.
TBD was also
Okay, Lilith.
confronted face to face by the last person who she helped Valron bring into the Fae, and the kind of deal breaker for her, who you now know as Tag. He is a turtle and is much older than when he first came in, as he was brought into the Fae as a child. TBD was basically imprisoned, and some of the residents of the Forgotten weren't willing to wait for her to properly face trial and judgment, and basically stabbed her multiple times and left her for dead in her cell. Upon
Ouch.
this, the rest of the group arrived to come and try and save her. Some came in very wholehearted, like Rezz and Hyde came charging in, and it did not go well for them.
Some
He
did not
came
come at all.
Thankfully, Aries ended up coming out in place of Hyde and managed to talk them down and save. While this was going on, Lilith didn't even come to save TBD after
Lilith
some
was having
issues.
her hot girl era.
Yeah.
Lilith has, well, this has all been going on. It's been kind of being courted by the Archfey Valron, who has
Say
basically made his intentions known for her to rule by his side, basically, and to get full power. This culminated in her not going to save TBD, but when she was on her own, Valron coaxed her to his palace and showed her the world that she could have, wooing her, courting her, and then ended their little encounter with a very passionate kiss and sent her back to wait the others. So we are picking up basically on the next morning. The group decided to stay with the Forgotten. Droghar had been ready to go and get Lilith, but was basically convinced not to go because it was the evening, and if he went out of the village and into the forest, there was a chance he wasn't coming back because it's the Feywilds. He was probably going to go and be lost forever. So those in the group can all put down that they've had a full rest. You all had a full evening's sleep.
Yes.
And a full rest.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, I definitely got my rest.
I think TBD, you had like, what, 5 hit points left?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, let's let 5 hit.
Dang, dude.
Wow.
Wait.
So we're going to pick up quickly with the group that are with the Forgotten and waking up early in the camp.
So in Droghar's room, he's kind of wiping his eyes as he sits on the side of the bed. Of course, he's naked. Of course.
Oh.
I mean, I felt like that was an important piece of information.
Of course.
So he's slowly getting dressed.
At this point, I think we just assume that Droghar doesn't know.
Yeah.
All times.
Yeah.
he like examines his wounds from the past year. He kind of runs his finger over the scar from Bloodforge across his chest and his shoulders, where he got his reforged arm, where it kind of creeps onto his chest a little bit. It took part of his chest. It's kind of starting to ache a bit in the morning, so he's kind of like trying to move it around a bit, and it's starting to creak. And he's, stretching a little bit.
6 to 10 men.
He bends over and pulls up his leather boots, starts lacing them up as he's staring just straight ahead at the door.
Boots first, huh?
Yeah.
I was going to say that, no tunic, just boots.
No, he's a boots first kind of guy. Puts on his tunic.
Just free-balling it with the boots on. Why not?
He looks in the mirror and sees the places on his face where he got blasted by the Mind Flayer at the beginning of our story. Where it kind of scarred the side of his face.
I forgot about that.
So he kind of wipes his face a little bit. He grabs his gauntlets, and a piece of tattered, paper falls out. And he forgot that Arrow's note was in the gauntlets, so he pulls it open and he reads it again. The letters are faded. There's tears, there's blood, there's dirt, there's wrinkles, but he can start making out words like Arrow, Droghar. And so he tucks it back in his gauntlet. He secures his gauntlets, grabs his necklace from the Druid sect that he became friends with, puts it on, kind of limbers up, grabs his great sword, puts it in the sheath, and heads out the door. and heads down the stairs.
All right, Droghar heads downstairs, heads out into the camp.
Before he does that, actually, he stops by Rezz's room. Kind of creaks the door open a little bit, and Rezz is out, of course, because he's Rezz. So he kind of goes in there. Hubert's sitting on his nightstand. There's a glass of water by Hubert, and Droghar leans really close to Hubert, and he's like, "If you tell him I did this, I kill you." And he pours the water in Hubert. He kind of like adjusts him a little bit on the stand, and then he sticks Rezz's hand in a cup of warm water, and then he leaves the room. Shuts the door really, really softly so Rezz doesn't wake up.
You feel Hubert's judging stare as you leave the room.
I open it again and I look at Hubert. Don't judge me. You know he had it coming. So, but
He nods.
he shuts the door. He comes down the stairs and he sees Soraya.
Yeah, as you come downstairs and come outside, Soraya's already kind of outside, and you see a lot of the members of the Forgotten are already kind of mulling about in the kind of commune area, like outside, where they kind of have the table and they have the kind of some breakfast stuff set up for everybody. They meet and gather. Soraya is like, when you look upon her, Soraya is just looking very tired and very worn at this point. You guys have been in the Feywild for quite some time now, and you can see it all starting to kind of take an effect on her. Especially now that you're in Valron's area and like you are so close to where Arrow is. Like it's kind of that half look that you see on someone, like where they're kind of invigorated because they're so close to the end of something, but it's also been a long journey to get there.
So I come up to Soraya, I put my hand on her shoulder and kind of lean down. You good?
Yeah, I'm always good, big guy.
So I was thinking about going to get your sister. Like we're going to need her help to get this done, and like we need to get Arrow like now. We've waited too long. It's been too long. We've been here too long. You know, we just need to get this done.
And she kind of like puts her head down and kind of nods. Like, yeah, I was thinking about that this morning. I've been talking a little bit with Tag, and we are very close. Like they think they know where Arrow is being held, and Tag and a couple of the others have offered to kind of guide us to it, and try and get us into the tower that they think he's being held in. So we are so close to it, but honestly, I need Lilith here. I need her here helping us. And
you know, she hates Arrow. So like, what should I tell her to like get her here? Like, I don't know what to do.
yeah, I know she hates Arrow, and I know she didn't come because we were initially coming here to get TBD, but regardless of our feelings for Arrow and regardless of our feelings for TBD, I need her. She's my sister, and I need her here to help. She's been helping me get through this stuff, so I hope she'll still do it for me. Although I know she's been through a lot while we've been here.
Okay. He goes to the bar and just slams a drink, of course. He says, I'll be back as soon as I can. Hopefully with Lilith.
Alright. You good going yourself, big fella?
I'll be fine. And as he walks out of the door, he kind of just throws his hands up and he reaches in his pouch and he pulls out this like really just jacked up crumpled flower, and he kind of like straightens the petals a bit. Just looks around and kind of puts it back like gently.
Alright, so Droghar heads off on his journey back through the forest. Now it's daytime, so it's a safe enough travel. As he's making the journey back, what about Aries and Hyde and TBD?
All right. So after Droghar leaves, there's a little bit of silence, and then suddenly you hear, and then you see Hyde just booking it down the stairs, sliding on the banister, and he goes, "All right, loves, there's a party. Yeah, let's do this." Aries, Aries, love, she was so excited that night. She just kept going through her plans in her head. All right, so what kind of party are we doing now, loves? Let's do this. Is it rock and roll? Is it... Where is everybody? And just kind of looks at Soraya.
Where is everybody? It's first thing in the morning. Most people are still in bed.
Ah, let's wake him up. And she gets out her guitar and she goes, "Yeah!"
So I immediately like, grabs the neck of the guitar.
Oh gosh.
No. That is not how we're
No,
starting
no,
this
no.
morning, Hyde. It's first thing in the morning. Let everybody wake up. We have a long enough day ahead of us. You'll get your chance to play. Don't worry.
No fun, love. Not at all. And so she sits down.
Go get some
And
breakfast or something.
She slams a drink on the bar and goes, and just sits there and is like, "Oh, this is so boring." And she just starts kind of spinning in her chair. Just like...
You all start to notice the fact as well, by the way, you're all slamming drinks on a bar that has no alcohol set out on it because it is like first thing in the morning.
No, I grabbed a bar from inside.
This
Like
is the
a
bar
bottle.
inside.
I mean, like a bottle from like the other side of the counter.
They ain't got any. Everything's been cleared for the breakfast stuff. There's no alcohol there at all.
Not in the bar?
What bar do you think they've got? It's a little village of people who were dragged here against their will.
Everybody's
they
not
have
an
to walk it out?
alcoholic?
Exactly. They need the alcohol.
It's just a little village. They don't need to lock it up at night.
Do they not know who we
Droghar
are?
left some.
Do they not know who we are?
No, not even a little.
We bring the
They
pot.
know me.
Fine, she
No
grabs a
DVD.
loaf of bread. She grabs a loaf of bread and just tears it and goes,
Just a loaf of bread. Like,
"Yep, exactly."
all right, Hyde is coping with her situation. It's obviously the most horrible situation anybody's going through right now.
Sobriety.
Absolutely.
TBD, how is she doing?
It's a B.
Not great. You know, facing, you know, the consequences of your actions instead of, you know, yeah. That's great. It's going really good. I think TBD barely got a long rest. I think at some point TBD just passed out because she had like 6 HP. Or Aries walked in there and just said, "It's nighttime," and then it was nighttime.
Yeah. I think knowing Aries having been by your side before she passed out and Hyde took over, kind of came in and told you it was nighttime, and seeing how rough you were, she probably done like cure wounds on you or healing word or something of the healing spells that she now has because she's a cleric. So she starts kind of like just having healed.
Oh yeah,
over
and
your
Hyde
body.
completely woke up in TBD's room. I forgot about that. So the crash and stuff was
Did
her
you wake
just...
me up?
Yeah.
Okay. The TBD's trailing out behind you, like just groggily putting armor on, and then like donning his shield, and just like.
But yeah, as TBD kind of wakes up, it's like probably more of a morning of like not even putting the armor on yet, just still feeling the wounds from yesterday and still feeling the heart and just more than even the physical pain that she's in, just still carrying that heaviness of the conversations and basically being confronted by all these people that are stuck here in the Fae because of her. Who, and knowing that there's no way to make it right. There's not anything that she's done wrong that she can then go like, "Oh, I can do this and I can fix this." Like, no, there's no way to make it right. Like, these people's families are gone. Their homes, their lives are gone, and she's just kind of going through, I think, kind of like a
Back and forth, like, why did I do that? And
yeah, almost like a sobering thing of like just kind of being left with this feeling of like it doesn't matter how much I change. It doesn't matter how good I become and how much good I try to do. The past still always kind of catches up with you.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of retrospective too, because at the time TBD was just like, it's just a bit of harmless fun. Nothing's happening here, you know? Like, oh, look, it's a fun little prank. And then all of a sudden, there's the realization that no, it wasn't a fun little prank. And she has impacted so many lives. And
The consequences kind of play out and slap you in the face.
just a little,
I could do that for
really, a
you.
stab between. If you want to do that, she can do it. Just, a stab between the ribs.
Yeah, just
Jab,
go
jab.
right where the gnome went.
Right.
Yeah, CBD kind of like just contemplates all of this stuff, kind of almost like gearing herself to come downstairs. She knows that she has to. She knows she has to complete the mission. She knows she has to keep going. But also knows that as soon as she goes downstairs, regardless of the decision that was made yesterday, like she still is going to go downstairs and see everybody.
Yeah,
She's
that's
still going to go and see these people.
that's why we go behind Hyde, who is very loud and draws attention.
Yeah.
As soon as Hyde sees TBD down, she goes, "Oh, there you are, love. How are you doing?" Like
Falls
slap her on the
over.
back. Yeah. Oh, love. You're like
She just lays there.
You're like a sloppy piece of broccoli. Come on. Up.
You pick her up.
I think I killed her.
DVD lies kind of just there on the floor, and Soraya comes over and kind of like pulls her up. Yeah, man, let's get you up on your feet.
I think it would have been better if you didn't find me. I think it would have been just easier. Oh, but no. But I need to.
Oh, love. Aries wouldn't allow that to happen, man. She was gonna tear this world apart looking for you. You know, I helped her track it. Track you down, love. It was easy.
You know what? Maybe I'll just be someone else today. Turns into something that's like Hyde.
Oh.
A little shorter.
TBD
I like it, love.
turns it into a wolf-looking creature like Hyde, only a little bit smaller than her.
Wolf.
Woof, woof.
And Soraya kind of looks at like, look, before you start getting all over the place mentally, get down, get some food, let's get you right, you're still recovering.
Nah.
Here you go, love, and like push over like a huge plate of like cheese and breads and fruits and like more than you could probably eat, like unless it's like during full moon.
I think it's, just a very steady pace at eating, and it kind of pauses, and then everyone is like, you better eat that, and then TBD's like, fine, eats it.
Yeah.
And it's like a
TBD,
mountainous amount of
make me a perception check as well.
I'm so good at those.
Sorry.
I was gonna say, why do you ask her? There was no reason.
Earlier when I was joking, yeah, I got a 30.
A 30?
I rolled a 19.
Holy crap, dude.
Gosh.
Vomit.
Okay.
Why even bother?
Even if she gets a 2, she's gonna pass a perception check.
Well, I think my passive is like 22. No, 21. I'm sorry.
TBD, she's sitting down and starting to eat some of the breakfast that Soraya and Hyde are kind of forcing her to eat. She also is very aware of the Forgotten are all kind of in the room getting their breakfast as well. And there isn't a set of eyes that aren't being drawn to her. Not in like a fully staring way, but like they're eating their breakfast and just people keep kind of glancing and kind of looking over. The few that are in the room, even those that are kind of that had heard Aries' speech that fully believe that you've changed, as well as those who don't.
TBD is sitting there hunched over, like head ducked down towards the food. Just
And
trying to be as
TBD
small as possible.
And TBD also realizes as well that some of the ones who had basically been fully against that, including like the gnome who had stabbed her, are now back with the group. And they're all just kind of staring.
Oh, this is a lively party, loves. All right.
Yeah, Soraya
I'm gonna do some music.
from you as well. And Soraya says they had a meeting last night and they decided to let the others stay. It was decided amongst them that their actions, although not what the whole group had decided, were to a certain extent justified in what they did. But the situation has been explained. They aren't necessarily happy about it, but they have agreed to comply. As we are the visitors, and as far as they're concerned, you are the aggressor. And this came into their territory now, we brought in, so this is very... We're walking in eggshells a little bit, but we're going to just let it kind of slide and just see where this goes, but we're ready for something to kick off. It does.
Hyde, immediately hearing this, she stands up. She goes, "All right, loves, I got something to tell you all. If any of you decide to mess with my second half's friend over here,
TBD is getting impossibly smaller.
you
Literally,
guys will
like
have to come through me,
shrinking.
loves. And I do not suggest you do that. So, how about everyone eats their breakfasts, goes on their merry way. We can all help each other defeat Valron. And loves, that's all we're here for. So right now, let's get some music going." And she just starts, playing like a song, goes and just like kind of like playing music.
No one gets into it.
Nope. But she's still dancing away.
No one heeds words of Hyde. In fact, some of them don't have a clue what Hyde's talking about. They're still stuck on my other half, and like, who the hell is she talking about?
And Hyde just doesn't care.
Yeah. As you're all still having your breakfast as well, though, Tag does come into the room, and you feel the kind of the room kind of settle a little bit when he walks in. All the stairs kind of stop, and all that stuff kind of backs off just out of respect for him. And he comes over to your group to check. How are you doing this morning?
Alive.
Well, considering the state your friend found you in, I suppose that's a pretty good place to be today.
How are you?
I think you and I should have a conversation.
TBD stands up.
If you care to follow me, and he kind of starts heading to another little kind of offshoot room. Kind of like a little reading space / office sort of area.
Hyde's tried to follow, like, you ain't going anywhere with her without me.
I assure you she will not come to any harm, but I do need to speak with her alone.
TBD will give a thumbs up.
Alright. I'm just warning you. I'm not the one you should be worried about if anything comes harm to her. And goes right back downstairs playing.
He turns and says, "Come with me." And pulls you into the kind of little side room. He says, "First of all, my apologies to you. You were meant to be under our care during your imprisonment. The attack that took place on you should not have taken place.
I understand, I guess. I don't hold you responsible for that. It doesn't
I,
speak towards you, if that's what you're worried about.
I appreciate your words. I like to think that we can talk to ourselves in an appropriate way here. But at the same time, I have allowed those that permitted the attack and planned the attack to rejoin our group. Some of these people have held on to their anger for a very, very long time. I can't fully hold it against them when they finally get the opportunity to enact that revenge that they have dreamt for millennia.
I understand that.
At the same time, they have all been told of your life now, thanks to your friend Aries and her words to our group. Most are willing to have a stalemate of peace, is probably the best way to describe it. They aren't entirely necessarily happy on the situation, but I think with your friend's words, they understood that people are allowed to change.
Does it make it easier that the object of their hate is supposedly better? It almost makes it worse.
In all honesty, that's for them to decide and how they feel on that one. Thankfully, I'm in the position that I am, that they all kind of respect my lead and are kind of following suit. I have. You would think I would be the angriest and I would be the most driven and mad and angry, but the honest truth is quite the opposite. Do I miss the life that I once had? Absolutely. It was something that was stolen away from me, but I've spent more of my life here than I did there. More of my life has been growing up in the Feywilds, and more of my life has been spent as part of the Forgotten than it was with my own parents.
Right, yeah.
I've learned to find my own peace with it.
Not easy.
I did have rage when we first found you, and anger, and the desire for revenge, but at the same time, it's like, do I really want to hold on to an anger for a life I can barely remember? And what sort of person do I hold myself to be if the person who caused the pain is sorry for what took place and is trying to better their life? And from the sounds of what I've heard, it sounds like that's exactly what you've tried to do.
Well, not easy overcoming one's nature, but I've probably killed the least amount of people in this party.
It's probably accurate.
The people here will each have to make their own decisions for themselves.
Right, yes.
But the words that your friends brought really rang true to us. Do we really want to take the opportunity to enact revenge on you, who's trying to make a better life for themselves and change, and lose an opportunity to really strike at the heart of the main problem, which is Valron and his current power, when actually teaming up could be the better option?
I think teaming up is just about the only way to take him down. Because you won't trust him. No one here will. They already know who he is. His lies and manipulation won't mean anything.
our group has decided, as tenuous as the alliance may be and how some of them feel towards you, that this is the better option. And that once Valron has been vanquished, we will decide each individually what we want to do. If we want to continue our lives here, if we want to go to a different plane as per the offer from your friend Rezz, if some of us even want to return to the material plane and try a new life there. Whether some of them then decide that they have gotten revenge on Valron and still want revenge on you, that is up to them. And I cannot hold it against them if they choose that, but I want you to be forewarned that that's a possibility for some of them. Some of them have been here so long that that anger is all they've got left.
Thank you for your warning, then.
But I want you all to know that as long as I'm in the position that I'm in and they trust and respect me, no harm will come to you or your group from ours. I can't say that they'll all respond in kind and like to you, but you will at least not be come to harm again.
I don't expect them to ever like me. I was fortunate enough that you didn't kill me on sight. So I'll take this. I'll take the chance to really strike Valron where it hurts, you know.
There is one thing that I did want to ask of you, and it's a little bit more personal. I know I was the last one that you and Valron brought here together. I know of your story that you then fled, and I understand that you were gone from this area not long after. I thought so long what questions I could ask you about why you took me, why take me as a child, why steal me away from my parents. But now that I sit across from you, there is one question that I want to ask. Before the end of that cycle on the material plane, did you ever visit my parents again after you took me?
I did. Do you want to see them again?
More than anything.
Do you want me to be them for a moment? Just so you can remember, I won't say anything.
No, I think that may be a step too far for me. I just need to know, how were they?
Do you really want that answer?
I know there was probably sorrow and mourning, but I just hope they still lived good lives with what they had left.
They never gave up looking for you. They put out watch bounty posters, hired local guilds to look for you, anything. They got the whole community together looking. And then the world restarted and they forgot.
You see him kind of sitting there and closes his eyes and just kind of breathes in deep and slow. And you see this very stoic, very kind of unbending figure just have a tear running down the side of his cheek as he thinks on his parents. Thank you.
the least I could do.
I just had to know.
They loved you, if that's what you were worried about.
It's so strange to be into emotions about something like this. I'm
Whole different world.
just glad to hear that just how much love my parents had for me, and at the same time, I'm also saddened that I was here and to think they spent the rest of that life searching for me for something they would never find.
It it brought that community together. It united them under a common cause. That town loved you, not just your parents. They put aside old grudges and hates. The two old neighbors who fought all the time were searching arm in arm, looking for you. You meant the world to them. And I took that away.
Maybe though it wasn't all for the bad if something good did come of it. Who knows, maybe someday I will get to see them again in the flesh. Even if they never know who I am.
I can make that happen. For any of you.
Let's see if any of us make it out of the other side of this first. Your
Isn't
friend...
that the real fight?
Yes, essentially yes. Your friend is going to collect one of the others that were with you. But once they return, I, along with a couple of the others, have offered to guide the group. We believe we know where your friend Arrow is being held.
Well, if you want to be united in a common cause with the more recent companion, she doesn't like me either, so.
No, some things are hard to break and change, even when we try for a new life. But your group will have our support, and as dangerous as the next part of the journey is, we can get you in. But
Thank
what
you.
happens next is up to all of you.
And I think TBD, you know, drops into a bow.
There's no need for that here. I appreciate the respect, but it is not necessary.
I hold
Go.
nothing but respect for you, so.
Go and get some rest. You'll need all your strength for what's to come.
Need a lot more than rest to beat him.
Well, let's just
I
worry
need a
about
little bit
saving
of luck.
Let's just worry about saving your friend Arrow first. And then we'll worry about defeating Valron one step at a time. Ty kind of escorts you back out the room and leads you back to the table with Sarai and Hyde, and kind of continues his rounds of chatting with people and talking. And the rest of you kind of spend the morning just waiting and just kind of mulling around, preparing for what's to come. Hey there, Comic Clan. Wanted to just take a moment to come and shout out our amazing partners over at Misty Mountain Gaming. Misty Mountain Gaming is one of the largest dice stores in the world. So up on your screen right now, you are going to see some pictures of some of the amazing dice that we ourselves at Comics in the Cross have purchased from Misty Mountain. And they offer a wide selection of dice, so whether you have a preference to acrylic, resin or metal dice, or even if you want to go and splurge and pick up some glass, stone or even bone dice, then Misty Mountain Gaming has you covered. Don't forget to also check out their amazing dice bags, rolling trays and miniatures. Also as well, they sell some different things, some different bits and pieces. You can pick up a leather bag, pick up some glassware, even some drinking horns. So whatever your needs are for games night, Misty Mountain Gaming has you covered. Also as well, remember to use code CROSS10 at checkout to save 10% on your purchases. So whatever you're picking up from them, go and save yourself a little bit and go ahead and treat yourself. Remember, it is a good week to be a geek. Take care. As all this is happening, how is Lilith this morning going? Because she's there for none of this and is waking up in her room at the bar.
Lilith is just stretching like, beautiful day. What to do? What to do? She's just living her best life and packing up her things because she knows she's eventually gonna have to go. And making her way down to the bar.
As you come down to the bar, you see that it's still early morning, so it's fairly quiet in there. There are not a lot of people at all kind of hanging about. You see the worker, the Haragon, kind of behind the bar, just cleaning glasses, wiping things down, you know, all that typical sort of stuff. Nothing too extraneous, nothing too major going on. A few patrons are sitting, some of them with some meals kind of just eating away. Some of them have a couple of drinks already.
Drinking.
Well, yeah, they're drinking. It's an actual bar. But yeah, as you kind of come in, you see the place kind of like this. What's Lilith do?
That's a great question. Lilith walks around. She thinks, probably figure out where Soraya is. Where did everybody go? I have no idea what to do. Maybe I should just maybe get something to eat.
As you kind of come into the bar, you see the Haragon behind the bar kind of look up and see you. And you remember Hollowin is the barmaid that's kind of been there whenever you guys have been in the bar. Like, oh, ma'am, come over here. Come. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your friends that you were traveling with left a note for you.
Oh, a note? Oh, thank you.
She slides you the note. She says, yeah, they left it a couple of days ago when they left. You must have been sleeping hard. I didn't see you come out your room all of yesterday, so...
Couple of days?
Oh yeah, they left a couple of days ago, and then you spent yesterday with Valron, so...
Say what?
That's what he does.
She hands you the note.
He steals stuff.
Time.
Like, pull the note open and have a look at it, and...
Oh.
Try to think of the right one. Make me an investigation check.
Ooh. Investigation.
Oh, so glad I have a -1. I got 11.
Oh.
You are getting bits and pieces of what is said in this note, but you are really struggling.
Who wrote this? Oh my gosh.
Because what you're getting mostly from the note, you get like the word kayak, you get like there's a bunch of pictures being drawn of people like, holding hands, walking off. Rezz being on the page. There's like a lot of scribbling, but you're not quite sure what it fully says. Like the note's not exactly top quality penmanship, let's put it this way. Like Rezz has his very own flair that he puts on things.
Frickin' Rezz.
Anybody have a dimension door around here? I don't even know where to go. What am I saying?
That was very oh my gosh. I can't remember the other name. Book of
Coming?
Astrish.
Coming.
Yeah.
Coming, there we go.
Roll
The
stuff
southern.
a little bit.
Anybody got a
Was
dimension door around here?
The dimension door.
That's just the way I talk normally.
Is it?
I'm from the South. Y'all. Gosh. Don't y'all remember that? We are literally in the capital of the South. Anyway.
Wow. Wow.
But yeah, so you get this note from the group. You kind of work out that it's
Anywho.
something to do with TBD
Anywho.
because he mentions kayak, and kayak's what Rezz calls TBD. But something about the forest, something about trying to find her as you try and decode it with stuff that you remember from the previous night. That when everyone was still here, like, but yeah, you don't get a lot of information from what's going on.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
could I get some breakfast and some shots?
Yeah, absolutely, darling. I can get you some breakfast and shots.
That sounds great.
She-
Are y'all doing Gideons around here? Or is that something? Is that something that you don't do around here?
Dude, it's
Ooh,
bad because I didn't even notice that she was doing that. Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's just how I talk. I'm so sorry.
What? It's not though.
It's just that's like my normal. Alright, whatever.
you're southern, but when you play coming, you're a lot more southern.
You're
Yes.
way more
Yes.
More
southern
southern
coming,
that's
yeah.
coming through is the lot more southern side of it. So. And she says,
Scarlet.
she's like, Gideons? No, we don't take Gideons here, darling.
Miss O'Hara.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we will add it on to your tab here. And she puts out some short glasses for you and stuff. Let me go and get you some of that breakfast, sweetheart.
That sounds great.
Says, don't
Tab,
you worry
yeah.
about it. We got a special note here that anything on your tab specifically is taken care of.
Oh. Well, thank you.
Yeah, it came in some very official looking stuff. We don't usually get stuff like that here in this bar, so.
Mm.
You wouldn't have any scotched eggs, would you?
I can have a look and see what we can find.
Who are you?
Yeah, I'm like, wait, what is going on here?
Lilith finally is able to relax.
But so Halloween goes off and kind of starts to kind of put stuff together, and she comes back with kind of a breakfast plate. What you can tell of it, it looks like it's some sort of. It looks like it's some sort of kind of meat and eggs for breakfast with a kind of fruit dish at the side. From what you can kind of see, it doesn't look like any meat, eggs, or fruit that you've seen before.
Ooh.
But she goes ahead and serves it to you and seems pretty confident in it. So it's up to yourself if you want to go ahead and try it or not.
Oh yeah, I'm hungry. Let's.
So you go ahead and eat down your breakfast and kind of relax it in the bar. And is there anything specific you're wanting to do, or anything you're wanting to do while you're there? So if you're just kind of hanging about, I can jump forward a little bit to Droghar's journey there, but if there's anything you want to do before that.
Oh, your
No, I'm
boyfriend.
okay.
I'd like to make a call.
Can I phone a friend?
So yeah, Lilith just kind of gets herself settled, goes back up to her room, kind of like gets her stuff sorted. I'll say, quite a few hours pass by, and eventually Droghar makes it back to the town. And that's when he heads straight for the bar.
Yeah, definitely. So he's gonna head to the
Finally.
bar. Is Lilith in her room?
I'm hanging out down. I'm
Okay.
mingling with the other patrons.
Yeah, I'll say it's kind of like more like midday, afternoon kind of time now, so there's a lot more patrons and stuff in the bar. So Lilith's kind of like just chatting, and there's some like different games going on, some card games and stuff, some different things happening. Lilith's kind of social butterflying their way around the room as she would do, kind of just getting to know people.
So I'm gonna go to the bar because I'm assuming maybe that's where she landed after butterflying around the room a little bit. So I'm gonna kind of open the door to the establishment and just I see her at the bar, and I walk straight up and just sit down and kind of turn my head. Lilith, how old are you?
Me? Where'd you come from?
I just came in, like door, like 5 seconds ago.
Oh, normally
Normally.
I see you.
We are
Or I hear
all
you.
over the place tonight. Holy crap. We're trying every single accent.
I can't pick one. I can't pick
You tell
one.
it's been a few weeks when we've played Chronicles of Andriesia, like any accents any character had. I'm gone.
Oh my gosh,
all
dude.
gone.
This is awesome.
Except everyone wants to do Drogar's accent for some reason.
I know. And that's like the one I can't do.
Did you
Oh, well,
did you give my note? Like the note that Louis left before we left.
that was your note.
Well, Rezz said he was able to like transcribe everything I said, but I don't.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
What happened?
It made no sense.
Oh gosh, I know I should have like Aries write it or something like that because she's much better at that.
I was worried because I had no idea what I was going to do.
Yeah, TBD got in trouble with some people. It's like a long story, but
Surprise.
yeah, your sister. Like I came here to tell you that your sister, like need you.
Mm-hmm.
We need you. Like we need you. I need you.
You always need
This
me.
group needs you.
Okay.
But who says we can't like have drink before we leave?
Oh, you should definitely. This bar is awesome, and it's on me.
Ooh. I did not know you rolled like that.
I got the hookup somehow.
Well, let's do this. And then he just holds up his hand like 5. I went 5 beers. Like right here, 5 beers.
Absolutely, darling. Coming up. She gets the mugs and like fills them up and lays them before Droghar.
Droghar picks up one and kind of slides one over to Lilith and holds it up in front of her.
Clink.
Cheers. And just slams it down. And as he sets it down, he looks to her hip and sees the short sword kind of hanging there. And he's like, how's that sword? How is it working out? Is it good for you?
It's pretty good. I always need something for when I'm in a pinch. It's not my go-to, but I like having the security of it.
I've been meaning to ask you a question. Like, this has been on my mind for a while. Why are you helping your sister save someone that you hate so much? I don't understand, which is why I ask.
Well, mainly because I love her and I don't want her to die. And I know that this mission is pretty dumb. So if she did die, my dad would be really mad at me. And if I didn't do anything to prevent it, I wouldn't be able to go home. And I already am in big trouble with him. So yeah, that's why I'm here.
Is your dad like an important person in tribe, or
Yeah.
is he like
Yeah.
head of tribe, something like that?
Yeah.
Head head of tribe,
You
king of the
don't-
pirates. You know.
You don't want to mess with him. He's really scary.
Do you like? What about your mom?
You met my dad, didn't you? Isn't that what Soraya said? Or maybe you didn't.
I did. I have not met your dad. No, I have not met that.
Oh, well, just hope that you don't.
So what about your mom? Like, is she like? Do you talk to your mom or?
Not really, no.
And then Droghar kind of reaches into his pouch and like, kind of under the table, pulls his flower out. It's like beyond all crap. Like it's like bent. Like the stem is broken. All the leaves are crumpled. And he just goes, Droghar, like, I don't know how to say this, but like I have like funny feeling in stomach. I don't like it's not like it's
Do you
not
need to go to the bathroom?
no like I don't need poop. I don't need to poop. Like it's
Oh.
like I never experienced this before. It's like weird. It's like when you jump off cliff, like little bit, like that. It's like butterflies on it. You never.
I don't think I've ever done that before. Is that a poor people thing?
I don't know, but I'm kind of like lightheaded, little. And then
Oh.
Droghar just starts kind of like sweating a little bit. Like it's like his blue skin starts to get a little pink. Like,
So-
is it hot?
I got a question.
Is
Wait,
it hot?
I have a question for you.
It's hot.
Why are you here? Why are you trying to save this jackrabbit?
Honestly,
I mean, I would hope.
have I ever told you like where I came from?
I don't know anything about anybody because no one's sharing.
So I am obviously Goliath, right? Goliath Barbarian from a
Mhm.
tribe in the mountains above Andriesia. Super prideful tribe. I was weakest of family. I was smallest, believe it or not. And they were going to kill me. Because in my tribe, if you're weakest, they just eliminate. It's just how we operate. They eliminate weakest, so only strongest survive in tribe. But my father was head of tribe. So he had a lot to say, but it did not matter. So I did not have anyone growing up. So they took me out to kill me, and I ran away. I ran away. That is like ultimate coward for a barbarian to run away. So I have no family anymore. I have none. I had no friends until I met Aries, until I met Soraya, until I met others like Arrow. And Arrow and Aries accept me for who I am. Like, I am not strongest. Like, I have a lot of faults. I hurt a lot of people, but they still love me. And Arrow was one of few people, one of only people who accept me for who I am and encourage me to be better. And he became like brother. I know he did a lot of really bad things. As did I. I did a lot of bad things. I still do like maybe little bad things occasionally. But he was like first person that did not judge me for my mistakes. It means a lot to me, Lilith. I know you have passed with him. I know the situation between him and your sister, but your sister still loves him with all her heart. And I came here willing to die for him. In fact, I have died for him. Valrond killed me when I stepped in front of him to save Ero. He killed me with a word. So, despite that, I am here to give everything I have to save Ero from that maniac. And if I have to die in the process, so be it.
Yeah, everybody keeps saying negative things about Valron, but I mean, I don't understand why.
Everyone that I've talked to that knows Valorant is not a pleasant relationship. He tortures, he manipulates. He's very old, so he's really good at it. He knows people, Lilith. He knows what people want, and he uses it against them. He is not a good person. He tortured Ero. He tortured TBD. And he's tortured thousands of other people. And if that means that I have to die to save other people, I'm going to do it. But Valrond needs to die. Do you understand? He's not a good person.
Accept that. It's just like, how do you even kill someone like that?
That is actually a good question. I don't know. But I have sword, and he holds up his great sword and puts his ring to it, and it turns to iron. This is, I think, really effective against...
Immediately, most of the bar starts to freak out.
This is really effective against Fae.
He's Goliath!
Get
down!
I set it down and just put my hands up.
That away.
I'm not hurting anyone. Not hurting anyone. What a good.
Hollowin comes over, like, sir, you're gonna have to put the iron sword away.
Okay, understood.
Understood.
I just
put it down.
I got caught up, and I just put it back. But Valorant is very powerful sorcerer, like extremely powerful sorcerer. I know you. I have never seen anyone as strong or as powerful as you, besides Valorant. So
Me?
yes, you. So I would ask, I would appreciate your help. Understanding if you say no, I will respect that. But I do not think we can do this without you.
Hun, I was already gonna help. I obviously love my sister. I'm not gonna do anything that would do anything to harm her. So, you know, you don't have to convince me or ask me. I'm already there. I just didn't give a, you know what, looking for TBD because she obviously can handle herself. I just wanted to take a little cat nap.
I understand. Droghar loves sleep. And I get with like TBD, I understand. I will say that TBD has grown a lot since I've met her. And she's trying to do better. She's got some, like, crazy stuff that she's done in past. Like, crazy stuff. But I know, like, based off what I've seen, that she's trying to do better.
Mm. Sort of like Arrow, I guess.
Yeah, sort of like Arrow.
It's just hard when you're the victim to forgive. But I get it. I get why you would maybe connect with someone like Arrow if you've done a lot of bad things in your past. I certainly have done some questionable things. But usually it's for good reason.
How does your magic work? Like, do you have to, like, study book, or does it, like, come naturally? Does it just happen? Like, when did you know that you were, like, this powerful?
Well, I don't know if I'm all that powerful. It just happens. I mean, I was literally born with it. It's just kind of like a bloodline type thing. And I guess it just skips some people. But yeah, luckily my dad was able to pay for teachers and I got a lot of training. Plus I had a little motivation.
Does your power scare you sometimes? Like how strong you are? I don't think you realize how strong you are. I don't think it's sunk in, like, how strong you actually are.
I don't know. I guess I am.
There's no guess, like, from me. You're strong. Like, crazy. You are super powerful. I think you underestimate your ability.
Maybe I do. But I, until recently, haven't really been having the need to be strong.
Droghar takes
usually on a yacht.
Droghar takes another mug and slides another one towards Lilith. Picks it up and holds it towards her. Do you want to head out?
Let's get like 2 more and then we can go.
That's like music to ears. Clanks the glass, slams it down. He goes, "Oh, I did, like, I know I was interrupted, like, earlier by myself, but I did, like, he reaches in his bag again and pulls out the flower that he's put back in his bag like 40 times. It's like, I found this, like, I thought that, you know, maybe it was, like, pretty flower. Kind of remind me, like, of you a little." He kind of puts his head in his hand.
Hey, Droghar.
He just sets it on the table and kind of slides it over.
Look at this. I cast Mending.
What did you just do?
I fixed it.
It's like a lot better than when I saw it.
I grab one of the empty beer steins, I shape water some water in it, and I put it in there.
And it's for those of you watching, it's a pink lily. Because Droghar picked it because it's kind of like the shade of her skin a little bit, and it reminded me of her. You like floral?
I love it. It glows.
And Droghar blushes, like his skin's turning pink on his cheeks a little bit. It's like, alright, kind of clears his throat, kind of pushes himself away from the bar and stands up. We should go. You
All
ready?
right. I'm ready.
Alright. Lilith and Droghar finish up their drinks at the bar and make their walk through the forest and make it back to the Forgotten. We'll just jump straight to them coming to the Forgotten camp by that nightfall. Everyone at the camp's kind of just been prepping and waiting for them coming back before they make the move. You guys arrive back at camp that evening.
So I
go
ahead.
O'Neill.
I was gonna say, and then I realized I was muted because you just kept talking. I was like, oh my gosh, and I'm like, oh, I'm muted. It's like, good heavens. So like when like back at the Forgotten camp, I'm like in the bar and I have like a little group of people and I'm just telling this most outrageous, lavish story. It never really happened, but I'm acting like it's like one of my epic like battles or tours or something. I'm just like telling this just enormous story.
Make me a performance check.
Yes.
Hehehe.
Yeah.
This
Because
is like
even though it's a deception, I'll say it's you performing because it's Hyde like basically performing to the group around her this epic tale.
Oh yeah, 19. That was easy.
Yeah, Hyde has got like this whole group of the Forgotten like camp completely enthralled in her story and listening to this epic adventure, talking about this epic journey, how she went and took down this hellacious group of bandits and these monsters are with nothing but her guitar going across deserts and frozen wastelands and murky swamps and taking on the worst of the worst in the world. Saraya's 100% kind of just listening in the background, just shaking their heads, knowing that Hyde is like literally what, maybe a few weeks, a few months old.
Yeah.
And is like just shaking her head at everyone being totally enthralled with this. But there's a kind of nice kind of feeling at the camp. Everyone's kind of loose. They're all, the drinks are going freely. As this is happening, and Droghar and Lilith kind of come into the kind of not quite a party atmosphere, but a chill kind of hangout atmosphere. Everyone's kind of a lot more loose than they were previously. So I kind of like looks around to see you guys coming in. There you are. I was starting to get worried about you two.
no worries, we're here.
Soraya comes up and she gives Lilith a hug. Good to see you, sis.
You too. Finally. I was worried. Had no idea where you were because of the stupid note. Thanks, Rezz.
He's never writing another note again. He's just not happy.
We
All
did
I
try and
saw
tell
was
you in the
kayak.
note yeah, we did try and tell you in the note what we were doing. Apparently, Rezz wasn't even able to accomplish that. Rezz, who at this point, by the way, is sitting as a plant on one of the tables.
Lilith.
And Hyde is totally using him as like a prop for like some of her stories. It's like keeps moving him and like
It takes it takes everything in Lilith not to shape water him to death.
Soraya also then gives Droghar a big hug. Good of you back, big fella. Thanks for getting my sister for me.
Oh, you're welcome. It did not take a lot of convincing. Just took like several drinks, like some conversation, and then she was already wanting to come anyways. It honestly was not hard.
Yeah, why do I feel like the drinks weren't anything to do with her coming back? You were going to take those anyway.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. But, you know, it did not help. Hurt? It did not hurt. It did not help either. Maybe it helped. I don't know.
Still feeling the effects of those there? Yeah.
A little. Just a bit. But I operate best when I'm like, borderline. Borderline.
Well, come on in. Hyde is like one of the best parts of her about 50th story that she's told. She has a whole group enthralled. As you guys come into the camp as well, though, you see Tag kind of sitting off to the side, and he sees you coming in and like stands up, and he kind of comes over and whispers to Soraya, like, "All right, guys, our whole group. Tag wants to meet with us."
Okay. Hold on, loves. I gotta do just like a little bit. And then there's this big one-eyed troll, loves. And oh, they were gnarly with just gruesome fang-like nails. And they were about to just eat our whole company. But then I had the brilliant idea. Why not turn it into a song? And I just go right into a song.
And then I'm gonna lean over to Lilith and be like, Aries' songs are like much better. I like Aries' songs. They're not as loud and like, you know, like kinetic.
It's a different vibe.
Rezz is still in plant form, and now that Hyde's playing, you see the plant just like sway.
I love it.
It has a Grateful Dead t-shirt on.
Yeah.
What you don't see is that he slipped a couple of stuff out of his bag before he turned into a plant. So he's like, when Hyde's been like moving him about, he's been like on the trip of a lifetime.
Nice.
Yeah, one is getting Kevin's bars.
Yes. Oh gosh.
I'm just gonna get his bars. He'll be back in a couple of days, you know. But Hyde finishes up her song, finishes up enthralling the group, and everyone makes their way in to speak with Hyde. As you go into the room, you see Aegar the Blue Tiefling and Gulder the Bronze Dragonborn, the Droghar that you and Rezz had kind of been chatting with previously, are in the room as well. And Tag kind of like gets everyone gathered around the table. It's like essentially the equivalent of what you can muster together as a kind of war room. All right, everyone, now that your whole group is here, then tomorrow's the day. We are going to head in to try and get Ara. We believe we know where he's being held. We've had some of our scouts kind of check out the area, and we believe we know where he is. And I'm afraid to say that it's not good. He is definitely being held by the Sisters of Woe. The Sisters of Woe, I don't know how much you have all learned about them since being here. They go by many names, but their true names are Sorrow, Agony, and Despair. And that's what they feed off of. They help support Valron, and in turn, he provides some people to feed off of. And that's where Ara is. He's being held by one of the sisters in their tower. And it's likely he's not in a very good place and very good condition right now. If our intelligence is correct, which we're hoping, then we have a hike through the forest tomorrow, and it will lead us to an underground area that we can enter. Old caverns, old caves, old mines that are no longer used. It used to be used long ago. And at the other end of those, there is a small entryway into the building. We can go through there, get into the building, and make our way up to the levels where the most highly sought after and classified prisoners are being held, which is where he is. There is a chance of running into a lot of different things. Varon likes to adapt the creatures from here in the Feywild into his army. The Sisters of Woe are planeswalkers. That means the creatures that they can pull in and that may be working with them are not just from here. They can be creatures that they've brought from other planes. There is a potential that we could get into a massive fight right off the bat and not get anywhere. Even worse, there is a potential we could get into a fight and be stuck somewhere in the building. If somehow we make it to where Arrow is, there is a potential that he is highly guarded, and the more likelihood is that we'll get in a fight trying to get him out, and may not come out of it.
And then Hyde goes, "All right, love, you might have to start over from top one. Aries just keeps ringing in my head how the legends are true and yada yada, and how there was this one book that she read and with these mortal creatures, yada yada. Look, just skip all to the end. We're gonna go rescue this arrow because Aries really cares about her love, so I know we're all in for it."
Yeah, and Droghar stands up, kind of
Yeah.
pushes his chair out, and says, "If they know we're here, why are we waiting until tomorrow?"
Because going through the Fae at night is dangerous. I want to make sure we actually get to the building. We can go tonight if you want, but there's a whole host of dangers on the road there that we could possibly run into. I mean, potentially we won't. Potentially we could make it straight there, but that is up to you folks. If you want to leave tonight, we can, and the three of us will accompany you to the building and inside it.
All right, Aries, all right. Just slow it down. Oh, gosh, she is giving me such a headache, loves. I'm so sorry. She keeps screaming about, can the sisters be separated or something? Like something about power loss? Oh, gosh, Aries, just... Weesh.
The hope is, if we do this correctly, we might not even have to face the sisters. If we can do this and be brave as few alarms as possible, we may get out of there before the sisters are in the area. There's a potential that they're not even in the building. There's a potential they're elsewhere doing some other task, but it's not a guarantee.
Suddenly, Hyde just kind of goes, oh, and her ears go back, and she's like, I want it to be loud. Man. And then suddenly, like, Hyde just kind of transforms, and Aries just comes out like all cat-like and just smooth and be like, so it's a stealth mission.
It's a stealth mission that will fail. It's just about what part we fail at. We might fail early on and raise all sorts of hell down on us, or we make it all the way to Arrow, and the moment we get him, we run, because they will know where we are and they will be coming. And do not for a second underestimate how powerful these Sisters of Woe are.
What do we do when we get Arrow?
Well, actually, I have an idea, Droghar. What if when we get to Arrow, Hyde carries Arrow on her back as fast as she can, because she's the fastest. I think the only person who's as fast is PBD. And she'll book it out of there as fast as she could with Arrow.
I don't trust Hyde like I trust you, Aries.
I know. But remember, she's part of me. More and more, I can't can't even describe it, Droghar. It's like her feelings are mine and mine are hers. The more we communicate with each other, she's starting to have a tender spot for Arrow as well, even though she doesn't really know him.
If you feel like she can do that, if you, Aries, feels like she can do that, I would trust you.
She gives you her word, and I give you mine. We will not let any harm come to Arrow.
Just kind of sitting quiet for a moment now. That still means the rest of us need to fight our way out of there, though.
So, Raya, are you sure you still want to do this? Just asking for a friend.
Well, I'm still doing it.
I thought so.
Aries then holds up a glass and goes, "For Arrow, then."
Droghar grabs a glass. Has no idea what's in it. Just holds it up.
TBD will grab one too.
We all clink in the middle.
Try picks up and. Wow. Tax eggs, then to settle then.
Droghar Droghar goes under his gauntlet and pulls out the note from Arrow and hands it to Soraya. It says, Soraya, I don't know if you remember when I asked for this after Arrow left. I kept safe. But I feel like it's yours. I feel like you should have it. And like as he says it, like you can see his eyes are like welling up a little bit.
She kind of looks at him and looks at him. I appreciate it. But you can keep it, Droghar. Tomorrow I'm going to get Arrow back.
And I'm going to kill anyone who stands in the way. He stuffs it back under his gauntlet.
So it picks up one last shot and takes it. Everyone gets some rest. Tomorrow, you walk into hell. Hey there, Comic Clan. Are you enjoying the content that we're putting out here at Comics from the Cross? Then we would love you to become one of our supporters and join us over on our Patreon. You can support us over there financially for just $2 a month and get access to exclusive content, including my anime reactions as I'm currently going through One Piece and My Hero Academia, sci-fi reactions as Nitro goes through Doctor Who Season 2 currently, and also some reaction content soon coming from Jaye. On top of that as well, get a lot of behind the scenes information of stuff that's going on here at Comics from the Cross, as well as a ton of background information about what's going on with the Chronicles of Andriesia comic and Kickstarter, which will be coming soon. So if you're enjoying that content and want access to all that extra information, then check it out at patreon.com/comicsandthecross. We would love to have you over there. You all disperse out of the room. Is there anything that anyone wants to do? You all go. You all head to your rooms. Get some rest. You all sleep. Recover. Early hours of the next morning before it's even dawn. Tag is preparing with the two that are coming with him from their group. Soraya comes round to all your rooms and knocks on the doors to make sure that you're awake. Gets you all to gear up, suit up, whatever weapons that you need, whatever components you need for spells, whatever stuff that you need to have on hand that you've got. And the group gathers. Grab a few supplies, grab a little bit of food and water. And the group heads out. It starts to head into the forest just as it's starting to turn dawn in the Feywild. You all start to trek through the woods. Slowly but surely kind of walking. The forest initially, when you're kind of going through it, isn't any different than a regular forest. There comes a certain point though when you start to pass through the forest and you start to see dead plants and dead trees.
Droghar pulls his sword out, changes it to iron, and lights it on fire.
DVD takes a step away.
Just-
All the sounds that you heard of face spirits kind of traveling around and animals kind of rustling through the forest. All of a sudden, after you kind of cross this threshold, it's almost scary and eerie. As you step into this, it's like silence. And it's weird because you know, all of you feel it and know that it isn't it isn't magical. It isn't like someone's cast like a bubble to block out the sound. It's just there is nothing living in this part. As you start to travel through here, all of you kind of quiet, tense, apprehensive, starting to really have it weigh on your minds exactly what you're walking into and the area that you're entering. You start to become kind of shaken by the fact of like that you've started to see this dead wooded area and aren't coming across anything yet that's more suspicious. Some of the trees are fully dead, some of them are like almost like blackened, some of them kind of like shriveled, and they've not had any sort of life-giving elements for quite some time. Then, out of nowhere, startling each and every one of you, you hear shrieks and screams. You're all shaken, all taken aback as it pierces through what has been just dead silence for quite some time. And just as soon as the shrieks and screams occurred, silence again. Not like the shrieks and screams have kind of died out, but like they were cut off.
I want to cast Vigilance Blessing on myself,
Okay.
just so I have advantage on initiative.
DVD freaked out by realizing how close to this area she is and how close to this terror, just casts spell on herself for that extra level of protection. You all start to move through and you kind of finally come through the dead woods. You've been walking for quite some time. And there's an open field. Your minds go back to when you were first in the Feywilds and had to try and travel to Alara's area, and you came through Morgana's realm. And you seen the open field with all the spirits that were kind of just left there. If you remember those spirits, they were all still living their lives. They were still kind of living and working through their everyday lives, the moments that led up to their death, all those, like they were kind of stuck in those little loops for eternity. When you saw those, you felt so sorry for those spirits. But when you get to this area, you see the same blue glow of these spiritual forms, like you've seen then. First thing that stands out to you, though, there are so many more. Like it is insurmountable the amount of beings that are standing here. Especially when you consider that technically Valron is a newer archfey than Morgana. He's not been doing it as long as her. And the number of spirits that you see here far, far greater than the number that you've seen for her. Second thing that stands out to you from these spirits is where the ones in Morgana's land were living their lives and going through their days and living those last moments. They're all standing still. Eerily not moving. None of them. They're not doing anything. They're not pointing at anything. They're not shuffling or swaying. They're not even looking, like they're all looking forwards, all facing different directions, all looking dead ahead of them, but they're not actually looking at anything. It's just like a dead, glazed over stare as they all stand there. You guys start to pass by, start to walk by. You even start to walk through an area that's a little bit more populated by them, and you almost kind of have to come fairly close to them. But there is no response to you. They have no idea that you're there, no idea someone's pushing past them. Or if they do, they really don't care. As you kind of pass through this open area and move back into a kind of another dead part of the forest, Ty kind of says to you all as you're walking, that's what's left of them after the sisters are done. It's not like the other spirits. There's nothing left of them.
No.
Or what's left of them isn't worth a damn.
Knuckles.
He keeps leading you through the forest. You all start to become very aware of how long you've been walking through this dead forest, and the fact that there's been no guards, no patrols, no anything checking the area. And as you're walking, you all kind of come to the conclusion, you all kind of come to it on your own, that either there's no guards or patrols for one of possibly two options. Either he knows we're here already, so there's no need for guards and patrols because he knows exactly what's going on. Or what you're about to walk into is so terrifying that it doesn't need to be guarded or patrolled, because no one would be stupid enough to walk in here.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, the best equivalent I can think of it is like that meme that used to be online of like Jason Momoa with his bodyguards, and it's like, imagine telling people this is who you're a bodyguard for Jason Momoa, and this guy's like 2 foot taller than you and huge. It's almost the same equivalent of like, why would you have patrols and people searching and guarding your area when you're Valron and the Sisters of Woe? If you're dumb enough to attack them, then you get what you deserve. As you start to come through the end of the forest, you start to see through the trees finally a massive black tower with kind of spikes coming off the side. Almost kind of like a straight pillar up. Nothing too lavish, nothing too ornate on this. This is one central piece that is making a statement. It's ominous, it's foreboding. It is completely black, and you see it on a raised area of ground. And as you see it kind of dead ahead, Tag kind of waves at you guys to veer off a straight direction as he starts to lead you to the entrance to the old mines that'll get you into the building more securely. As you guys are starting to head towards this and coming up on this entrance, how are you all feeling in this moment? How are you all feeling as you've came through this forest, seen the dead, empty souls, and see the Sisters of Woe tower right before you? What's going through all your minds?
The
Droghar.
Sisters of Woe are like a common, like, tale among the Fae, right?
They're a common tale. That these
Then
witches
TBD
who
is
travel
terrified.
Droghar is trepidatious, and he's gripping his sword really tight, and he's kind of like his knees are bent a little bit, and he's kind of squared up as he's walking forward.
I think Aries, she's self-conscious because it's almost like she feels like someone can see her. And so she puts her cloak on top, even though she's not actively hiding from anything. She has this feeling of like they're being watched. One way or another, they're being watched. And so she's trying to cover herself and just kind of look as inconspicuous as she can, even though she knows there's no way out. It's like that overarching, like almost like anxiety feeling of I'm being watched and there's nothing I can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
But she still just kind of wants to try to hide. But then her heart is breaking and it's in sorrow because she's just frantically, even among the ones that are standing still, looking for Arrow, hoping that he's not in that area yet. Her eyes keep darting as she's walking straight ahead, just looking for Arrow. But she's also glancing at Droghar to watch his reactions too, because she wants to make sure he's okay.
Yeah.
And she's worried about him.
Lilith is perplexed. And she is just kind of walking through, not really believing what she's seeing.
You all start to come through the woods and see a kind of opening. And Tag leads you over and tells you, this is it. This is the entranceway. It's going to get us under the building. No turning back from here. Are you all ready?
No.
Droghar rolls his shoulders. Let's go. Let's do this.
This is for Arrow. And for all these lost souls that have come by him. Ow!
Me too.
That's what I'm saying.
Me too.
Perfect, David. Love it. You all.
Droghar glances back at Lilith, and then just looks forward.
Don't
you
worry
all
about
start
me.
to follow Tag and the other Forgotten into the mine, and as you start to go in, you start to walk down. As you're going in here, does anybody have dark vision they want to use? Does anybody want to use sources of light?
I have my sword is lit on fire, so that can be a source
Your
of
sword's
light.
still on fire.
Yeah.
That's right, you light your sword on fire. So
I have
yeah,
dark vision.
I have dark vision as well.
Yeah, I have dark vision. I have dark vision of 300 feet.
Dang!
Nice.
Everyone follow TBD.
Yep.
I'll bring up the rear.
So everyone kind of goes ahead to Droghar with dark vision, kind of scoping out the cave. And Droghar brings up the rear with his sword kind of held aloft, just kind of giving a last bit of light as the light kind of starts to disappear behind from the cave opening.
So
As you go
intense.
in here,
How
are you
many-
guys
How many people are here
in the
total?
group at the moment?
hmm
It's 3 from the town, right? And then us 6?
Yeah.
Or us 5?
Yeah, the 5, 6, 7, so 8 technically.
8. Then I'll go ahead and use Eyes of Night and give 5 people the same ability to see in the dark for up to 300 feet.
Nice.
So if you have anyone in the Forgotten that cannot see, now they can.
Awesome. That would actually be all 2 of the 3, because one of them's a tiefling, the other 2 don't have dark vision.
Okay, so 2 of the 3. So I'll give it to those 2. And then the rest
Droghar.
to the present allies of ours. So Aries,
Okay,
Lilith,
so
and Droghar.
Tag, our Dragonborn get dark vision to be able to see, and then the 2 of you all get dark vision for 300 feet. So Droghar gets dark vision. Aries and Lilith, yours is extended to the 300 feet. Same as TBD's.
TBD, what did you do to my eyes?
I've done it before. Remember when you were looking in the water?
No.
Oh, well, now you can put the sword out because
I
that's
love it.
very bright.
You can
Oh,
see
do
the
you
way I
remember?
can
No.
see. Remember?
The sword
I
will,
just made it
will remain on fire, but I appreciate better
Okay,
eyes.
well, you might draw things to us with the fire.
I'll also kill things as well if they get too close.
Okay, well, you're behind me. So they have to go through me first.
I will
And
not
that's
stab
the
you.
problem. Okay.
I love that every single bit of that in Droghar's head made sense for the argument. It's
Yep.
like, but you're behind me. It's like, it's fine, I won't hurt
Oh,
you.
it's totally cool.
Are you guys trying to stealth in here?
Yes.
Uh-oh. I should have been Aurelia.
Droghar thinks he's like the master of stealth, so that would be an obvious yes.
Wait.
I'll
With
try.
his mega +1 on stealth.
Mega.
To be fair, there's more than I thought he had to stealth.
I know, dude, for real. Well, he doesn't wear armor. That's the reason.
Yeah.
If you guys are all trying to stealth this, then I need a stealth check from each of you.
Okay, I'm putting the armor in stealth mode.
Son of a.
Is that a mode for the armor?
For my armor that I
she's
have,
got out of
yeah.
the bag of holding, yes. She's got stealth mode on it. Which is new for TBD because she was walking around with like full plate armor before. So
Yes, now I'm stealthy.
Nice.
And then I get to add my wisdom modifier and okay.
I don't even know
So
what that
25.
means.
How
Which
much
is
you
a
get?
first. 25.
25. Dang.
Yeah.
I got a 16.
I got a 15.
15.
Uh-oh,
no.
Oh no, wait,
Droghar.
forgot.
Uh-oh.
Wait.
Yeah, get your
because I forgot
modifiers.
Yeah.
modifiers.
So you got like a
That's all.
27. Just say it.
I hope so.
Yeah, I got 22. Sorry, I'm used to
Nice.
Bookmaster just doing plain. No, wait, hold on.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, all right.
So Lilith is fairly stealthy. She like is pretty quiet, is quick on her feet, able to kind of walk through stuff. TBD and Aries like disappear. They are like practically unnoticeable. Like they are so light in their feet. They're like when you see like the ninjas drop down in a movie, like down behind someone, there's literally no noise. Like they are not making a single peep. What did Droghar roll?
I want a wisdom
Oh, no.
modifier.
I got a 5.
Oh,
no.
It's because the sword's on.
That's with the modifier.
Oh.
Droghar,
Dude,
the
that's
stealthiest Goliath that has ever lived.
You're welcome.
As the rest of
No.
this group all stealth forward, Droghar starts walking down this cave. First thing, as he boots this massive boulder. It, of course, is on a downslope right now.
Of course.
So the boulder.
Can one of us try to like stop it since he's in the back?
You would need to make me a strength check. I'm putting a DC in my head for it, but you'll need to make a strength check because you're trying to stop a boulder.
I'm so good
Droghar
at
has picked.
strength. 17?
It's not bad.
It was a
I have
good
a plus
check.
one. I have a +1.
That was
I
a
have a
really good
plus
check.
one.
But no. Does anyone else want to try and stop the boulder that
She
It's a
rolled
strength
better
check?
than me.
you just want to make a strength check to try and stop it? I'll let you try.
Can
I
I make a strength check?
I'll try it. It's
There goes
it's probably not gonna
Sonic.
happen, but
There goes nothing.
Maybe you get a nat 20.
No Mickey's.
Nat 20, baby.
No,
11.
Nope. All three of you swat at this giant boulder. I'll say giant boulder, like like football-sized boulder. None of you
Oh,
are
we
able to
all
There
missed.
goes Sonic.
stop it as this thing
Sonic
launches
Black
past you all.
No.
What are-
Droghar winces every time it hits the ground. He kind of winces.
TBD just slowly turns to look back at
I was
you.
about to say Aries
Yeah.
does the same thing, just
We
like
all give you the
Droghar-
evil eye.
Droghar looks behind him like they're looking at somebody else.
As he stands there pretending he didn't kick the thing while holding his flaming sword. You guys don't hear anything in the cave at first. Make me a perception check.
Oh,
Okay.
gosh.
For initiative.
DVD, you get it. You know what it is.
Okay.
You don't know what it is, but you know what the noise.
Oh,
There's a noise.
Nat 20.
I got a
That's right.
13.
That's the only nat
No,
20 I'm
no.
gonna get.
I got a 4.
Somehow the cat with the
There
super
goes
hearing
everyone.
doesn't hear
No, they're like
this.
6.
But
Oh.
Lilith does.
But Lilith hears this perfectly.
Oh!
TBD hears it perfectly, and even Droghar hears it. And you hear this.
Oh no.
It's still distant, but you hear this kind of echoing roar coming down the cavern.
Great.
Would this be a good time to
Can we just
cast
turn around?
Wall of Fire?
Wait. Hold. Hold.
Oh.
Hold.
Do you all want to keep continuing into the cave?
No.
Yes.
No.
Droghar says yes.
Keeps walking.
Drogar's the one who made the mess. Ugh.
Yep, but now you all get to clean.
Uh.
What did we all do?
What are we all doing?
I will say you're
Fine.
not in combat. It didn't sound like the thing was close to you yet, but you definitely heard it coming like from the direction that you're going.
Maybe if we run out, wait an hour, and then go back in.
Should we
Keep
try?
walking.
Should we try to keep going stealth?
Yeah.
Maybe re-up on the stealth.
Yeah. Maybe walk on close to, like on the walls, so like at least the middle's open, as much as we can.
Just saying, Drogar's pretty good at it, so we should try it again.
Mm-hmm. I don't have any spells to boost stealth checks. I don't think. Not prepared.
Oh.
I can
I
take
would say
my.
if anyone does, this is probably the time to cast them. Just saying.
Oh, I could do something.
Okay.
I could cast darkness so they can't see us.
But isn't
Maybe
it
not yet.
dark?
Take that.
Okay, not yet.
Look at
Okay.
me. Whoa! Whoa! No!
I know you may want to mute yourself for now.
I know. I'm trying though. I want to speak.
No! Oh, no!
Eco Splendor. I was gonna say, what's Cat's Grace?
Cat's Grace?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that could work. Yeah.
Sorry.
Isn't that
Oh, what's happening?
That's enhanceability, right?
Yeah.
Let me look at it.
+4 enhancement bonus to dexterity.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Unless I'm looking at somewhere else. Hold on.
Yeah, advantage on dexterity checks.
I could just polymorph all of us into flies.
Well, stealth is dexterity,
Mm-hmm.
so it would help.
Yeah, but it's advantage on dexterity checks. It doesn't boost like the stat itself,
Oh.
like for stealth.
Oh. Even though stealth is part of dexterity?
Yeah, it's a separate thing. So, like, see the stats at the top of your character sheet.
Mm-hmm.
There's like saving rolls and stuff like dexterity. It would help with stuff like that, but wouldn't
Jesse!
specifically help with stealth.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you could polymorph Droghar into
Whoa!
something, but do you want to waste polymorph? Or use it here, rather?
No, I guess not.
I mean, it's up to you. If you want to use it, you can.
Could be useful.
Oh, sure, DM. Let me use my spell slots before we're even in combat.
Although I will point out to you, you can try polymorphing him. It's no guarantee he'll make the check. I'll probably give him advantage on it, but like if you put him into like a fly or something, he's still going to have to make a stealth check.
Well, he's willing though.
Yeah, he'll be a fly,
think
but he
he-
still has to make a stealth check as a fly.
Yeah.
He'll just have
Oh,
advantage on it.
So they could smack him.
Yeah, like if he rolls advantage and still rolls low, they could still like you can end up getting swatted and you could smush Droghar.
But you could be dexterous and just whiz your way past.
I'll just keep walking then.
Yeah, let's just go to our doom, guys. Let's just do this. We'll just need new character sheets. It's okay.
Don't worry, I got a lot of
Do this.
characters.
I know, ditto.
It's nice for you guys. Maybe I could borrow one.
Which flavor
Send
you
me-
want?
It's alright if this isn't working, you just go back
Ooh.
to playing Aurelia.
Candy.
That's true. You could go back to playing Aurelia.
Aurelia had a break for a chapter and then comes back. Yeah, you-
Y'all already traumatized one of my characters. Toth didn't deserve that.
To be fair, that was mostly Rezz's doing.
I know. Terrorized that poor bird.
Aw.
So, are we just heading forward then still?
I guess so.
I mean, if we can try stealth, I think we should try it. Otherwise, you know, it's
Very
you're trying-
quietly.
If you're trying to go forward stealthily again, I am going to get used to roll another stealth check.
that's fine.
Where did my dice go? Oh.
I got
Shall
nat
we?
20.
Nat
Oh.
20, TBD, again, light in our feet disappears.
Yeah, 22.
No.
How did I roll lower?
Wait.
No.
Wait.
No.
I got a 3. Instead of a 4, I got a 3.
No.
That is impressive.
Oh, that was
Actually,
that's
I mean, does it even matter that I roll high?
Does
Does
it?
even
Does
matter?
it even?
Doesn't even, my nat 20 means nothing.
look.
I
Look, the
also got a
way that I look
24.
at
We
it,
wasted our roll.
the way that I look at it is even if we walk forward, we're not stealth, they're going to hear us. We might as well try
We're gonna
stealth.
hear you.
I'm gonna say they're gonna hear us, and I'm like, not them. The three of them are fine. The group just attempts to walk forward stealthily again.
Should we just leave him at the
Lilith,
opening?
TBD, and Aries all light in their feet, all quiet,
Oh,
as,
perfect.
all
I feel
heading
attacked.
down there. Droghar, not having moved after his first massive punt, steps forward again as he brings his second leg forward to continue walking. He kicks an even bigger boulder than the last time.
Can I try to stop it this time?
Are you going to try and stealthily chase the boulder, or are you going to just run after the boulder?
I'm going to run after it and try to stop it from rolling all the way down into the cave.
I am going to need you to make a strength check for stopping it, and I'm going to need you to make a stealth check to whether or not this thing hears you running down.
Okay.
Surely you can't get 3 bad stealth checks, right?
All right. I got an 18 on the strength check.
You catch it.
Okay.
But does it
Surely.
hear you catching it?
Surely.
I got a 16 on the stealth check.
That's not bad for
It's
Droghar.
not bad for Droghar.
The rock does get kicked. It makes one before it can continue to run. Droghar jumps forward, catches it in his hand.
I'm like beads of sweat are popping on my head, and I'm holding it with my arm, and I'm looking across Aries and TBD and Lilith, and I'm just mouthing the words, "I'm sorry."
Droghar has made a noise, but anything more to alert the thing than has already kind of been made. He stopped it being worse than that. What do you want to do now?
I say we stealth.
No. I say we just walk on.
I mean, we might as well stealth. We don't have anything to lose.
That's what
That
I'm
means we just
saying.
walk.
We don't have anything to lose. That's what I was trying to say.
Unless y'all
That
have
one.
unless y'all have some form of like delayed sound that we can make further up the cave, and then have it just run past us.
I just have.
Ooh, I do have an idea.
Okay.
I don't know if this would actually work or not. So I do have these boots that they clip onto my leather boots. They're like I don't know what they are. Kind of like, I guess, skis or whatever.
Shoes.
They emit thunder noises. So I think, like in a cave, I think that could be disorienting. I don't know what you guys think about that. Might be a bad idea.
I think
Probably a bad idea.
I
Okay.
think if you fail another stealth, just go for it.
Okay.
After Stu
Yeah.
fails stealth checks, Droghar's idea is I'm going to make myself noisier than what
I'm trying to
I've been so
overwhelm
far.
them with noise. Because thunder
So
would
they
create a
don't
ton
know
of
where it's
echoes.
coming from.
Yeah, it would create a ton of echoes, rippling effects, all that stuff. They would have no idea where we're coming from. Element of surprise. You're welcome.
All right.
He
stealth
says as
check,
you're walking
guys.
down this single
Stealth check.
tunnel going into the mine at this point.
Alright, I think we should do one last stealth check. Again, we have nothing to lose.
Okay.
Just
One
saying.
last stealth check. If we fail this stealth
Do
check,
we not
we
have
can
anything to lose?
Alright, we can go in guns blazing, or I can put on my thunder sandals.
which is officially the new title of them by
Thunder sandals. Yep, that's
Thunder
happening.
I got a 13. Uh-oh. Just
Just tell
say
them what
it.
you got and how you
Just
failed.
say it.
Droghar bends over and fastens his thunder sandals.
He got a nat 1, didn't he?
I got a 5.
Are you adding your modifier?
Yeah, that's with a modifier. I have a plus
Droghar
1.
is not. Amazingly, Droghar is not stealthy.
But
How did that happen?
Not a strength. on the strength list for old Droghar.
You would have died in Last of Us, just saying.
Oh yeah.
So, I'm officially nixing the stealth checks at this point until we always get further into the cave, because 3 failed attempts from Droghar, I think, are enough. Are you guys continuing down this cave? If so, you're going to continue down there at not noisily, but at normal volume, so there will be footsteps audible.
I'm walking briskly.
I'm putting Droghar in front of me.
Yeah, I actually did not fasten the thunder sandals. That was a joke. Those are safely stowed in my pouch on my hip.
The fact that they
Okay.
exist is ridiculous.
Well,
do.
you're in front of me, so have fun.
They do almost double my movement though. That's pretty sweet.
Go lead the pack.
So,
Alright.
Droghar,
Holding the sword up.
at the guilt of everyone else, is put to the front of the group and starts to make his way, flaming sword out because he's not noticeable enough. Starts to make his way deeper into the mine. Are you all following close behind, or are you giving him a wide berth to go
We're
first?
definitely giving him a wide berth.
Wide berth, man.
Whoa! That's a slide.
As Droghar is abandoned.
Worry hate it.
As Droghar is abandoned to wander into the mine first with his flaming sword, with everyone a fair amount back.
At least he can see.
Nobody cares anymore.
Well, nobody cares about you, apparently.
Sorry.
Within 3 steps, you've always doomed this mission 3 times.
I tried. I mean, I'm just saying. I did try.
Oh, you succeeded.
Droghar starts to go down, and he comes to a place where he is on solid ground. It starts to plateau out, and he starts to move forward through some archways and some beams that are set. He starts to wander along with the group following behind, and come to what appears to be a cave opening, and with kind of different directions of movement. You can't see fully into it, like there's some twists and turns and different walkways that you can go. But you kind of start to walk into there. Do you want to proceed forward?
I'm going to change the mode of my armor. Because we're no longer stealthing at this point. I'm going to go into fortified mode.
Ooh.
TBD changes up her armor, and it changes from stealth to fortification. You give her extra defense. Are you all moving forward into the cave?
I guess.
Yep.
4 arrow.
Sure.
Dude, stop. Stop it.
You all
Die.
yes, you all die. That's it. Done. New characters.
You wanna know what? No, we don't go in yet. I'm gonna cast something.
So
Because I don't
long.
like this.
Farewell.
What level spell is this? I'm going to cast Vine Traps.
Vine traps.
Yep, Vine Traps. I'm gonna post the description of it there. It has a range of 120 feet.
120 feet.
Mm-hmm.
How far ahead of you are you casting it?
Was there like an opening that we got to? What was it again?
As you came into this opening of the cave, there was a couple of different directions. The main one kind of like leads you around to your left, and there's a slight kind of right turning as well, but not. It's a much smaller passageway.
I think I would try to push ahead a little bit in the group, so I'm not the last person anymore, and just cast it behind Droghar. So, in the same space as him, before he takes a step in.
Okay, so you're casting this behind Droghar. Is this to grapple Droghar?
No,
Something-
no.
or-
No, this is find traps. So I'm finding any
find traps.
traps. Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you said vine traps that are like
No.
on Droghar. I was like, holy crap, I was getting mean.
No.
Like, Droghar, stop!
No.
You will not take another
Actually
step.
casting it. You said it's 120
20
feet.
feet.
Ranger?
Yeah.
As you cast that for the area that is ahead from behind where Droghar is to 120 feet ahead of him, you do not see any traps. Nothing
Okay.
stands out to you.
Okay.
And so,
Guess we'll keep going.
Don't need no traps. You just gonna die anyway.
Yeah.
all right, as you don't seek any traps,
Haha.
are you venturing forward?
Droghar is. I'm fine. I'm not going first. That's scary.
Droghar, are you pushing forward?
Of course.
As the shield.
You push forward into the cave. You start to head. Are you going to the left turn or taking the kind of smaller right?
Oh gosh. I bend down and fasten my thunder sandals. And with each step, they emit just a loud boom of thunder. So they know we're here, so I'm not trying to hide it. So the question was whether I go left or right.
Oh. Are you sure
Yeah.
they okay?
I think they do,
We're
right?
just gonna do it then.
Let me just have a look at them because I want to just double check what they.
Until 100% confirmation.
Nope.
Oh,
They are
I don't
now
wanna-
forever Sparky shoes.
Yeah. So the sound is audible within 30 feet of the shoes.
I don't want to be behind him anymore.
I should have stayed at the bar.
Only these shoes more of a total.
With the
60.
frizz? No way.
Creatures come in. Are you with him? Mm-mm.
I don't know. I am.
They're with
Fade into
me.
shadows.
They're with me.
And self.
Okay, so
I don't,
he's
who is that
expending-
guy?
As he's expending the
Who
noise
is that guy?
from the shoes.
Oh,
Did you say you're going left or right? Sorry.
flip a coin.
Yep. Let's see.
Whichever
also
one
roll
is
a-
less scary.
You can roll a dice too. Evens odds.
Going left.
Droghar starts to head to his left. The shoes pound the sound of thunder down the caves. As it goes down the cave, you hear it echoing away from you and then hear it echoing back as it starts to travel round the different passages. As it starts to echo, you start to hear roaring from up ahead from multiple things.
Droghar widens his stance and grips his sword in front of him and just yells, "Bring it!"
No. Don't bring it.
I need you all to roll for initiative.
Of course we do.
At least I have advantage.
Copycat.
23.
Oh, Lord. I got a 10.
21. Good for once.
I give up.
I got a 9.
9.
All right. So Droghar was 23. Did someone get 21, they said?
Me.
What did Lilith and Aries get?
I got a
10.
9.
Alright, give me a sec, because I've got a bunch of other people to roll initiative for.
A bunch.
Great.
Aha!
Well, isn't Soraya with us? I hope.
Soraya's with you. I've got Rezz and
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Soraya.
Rotten.
A bunch.
Oh, and like are some of our helpers too.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Who hopefully don't get taken out super quick. This is where the fun begins.
Alright, as I've just been informed there, as it is past 11 and our eldest is apparently still awake and needs to go to bed, I'm going to call it there for the night.
Hey, it's a good spot for Rezz to come
Yeah,
back.
it is a good spot.
And
to
it's
call
a
it.
good spot. Yeah,
A nice
Good spot for
cliffhanger.
Rezz to come in.
Wait.
it is a good cliffhanger.
Are you going to describe what
Habba-da,
happened
habba-da.
on us
Hubba,
before?
hubba, hubba, hubba.
Or are we just going to end there in suspense as the growling gets closer?
Oh, I'm just going to leave it there. I'm not going to tell
Okay,
you what
cool.
it is.
You're
I
not
will
going to
tell- I
give
will
us
tell you
any
the name of the-
advantages.
I will tell you what the name of the creature is, though.
Okay.
It's a howler.
Oh,
Ooh.
that sounds wonderful. Mm.
And I'll tell you, there's more than one of them.
You know what?
I
Good
wouldn't
for
have
them.
expected any more.
I'm so glad that they have friends.
Or
Like
any of
friends.
this.
Their friends came, probably with Sparky
So-
shoes over there.
Animal handling!
So I will
Ah.
say, for our upcoming sessions,
Don't die.
Book of Astra has got one session left. There is a potential here that Chronicles of Andriesia might have 2 before the crossover. Because we got into a lot of role playing before we got into the actual heading towards the Sisters of Woe tonight.
What's new?
Not that it
Yeah.
was a bad thing, brilliant role playing. It was stuff that had to be covered. But because we're now hitting the Sisters of Woe tower and then have to do the wrap up at the end, it might be 2 more sessions of this. So it might be an extra week out until we do the crossover. But I'll keep everyone updated, and it depends how next week goes. Next week could be literally fight, and you guys tear through it. You know,
Who
Let's
knows?
hope.
Who knows?
hey, it's happened
Hey,
before.
Lilith.
I set up a freaking Hydra for you guys to fight at one point, and you guys
Dude.
tore through it. So
Dude,
That
that
was
was
lucky
sick.
nat 20. Oh,
you know, but you're about to go into this fight, and there's definitely more to come as you guys aren't actually in the tower yet. So we will 100% leave it there for tonight. Thank you so much for everyone that's joined us for tonight. This has been so good. I wanted to keep going, in all honesty. I want to
I
just keep
know.
going, and I'll let know when
Mhm.
you actually go to bed and, you know, be responsible.
But
people.
I think that's a good call.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
the
good
responsible
bit
thing to
of-
do.
boo.
But Chronicles of Andriesia is back for at least the next few weeks, and then of course we have our big crossover with Book of Astra. If you've missed out on any of these sessions, please go and check out our YouTube channel, or there are podcast versions of both Book of Astra and Chronicles of Andriesia, so you can get caught up in everything. Just got a few episodes of Chronicles of Andriesia to catch up on at this point.
Just a
Just a
few.
little bit. Also make sure to keep up to date with us on our social media, to keep up to date on everything that's happening with Comics in the Cross. We're on pretty much all the major social media. We're on Discord as well, so please go and hang out with us there. Also, as well as we shouted out at the start, go and check out our amazing partners at Misty Mountain Gaming. All the new products I've got over there. Use code CROSS10 to save 10% on any purchases over there. And I think that's everything for tonight. We will be, as my rats kill each other in the background. What the hell?
What's new?
One's literally speeding the other one down. We will not be back tomorrow night. We are off for Tuesday, so happy Halloween to anyone that is celebrating. Happy trick-or-treating to anyone going to get some candies. We will be enjoying taking our kids out. So, and then I will be back on Wednesday night with some more Baldur's Gate. Finally getting back into that. Not been able to play that properly for a couple of weeks because I've been sick. Not been fun. And then Nitro, I believe, will be back on Thursday with more Art of the Hero. And then we will finally be back on Friday with our co-stream with Locke that has been getting pushed off for weeks as we continue through Man of Medan and the Dark Pictures anthology games.
And
Like
what is going on with this boat?
I know, I feel like 2 weeks of not getting to play that. To be fair though, last Friday was due to technical issues, so it wasn't technically anyone's fault. It was just a computer decided, hey, I don't want to play this tonight.
And then we decided to do a whole nother range of chaos and do Overcooked. That game is insane.
Yeah.
That game is fun. That's so much fun. But thank you so much for everyone joining us. Hope you join us throughout the weekend. We will see you next Sunday and Monday for more TTRPG. Remember, it's a good week to be a geek. Have a good night and peace, everyone.